Hi, welcome everybody. During our lunch break, we thought we'd give you a special session with some of our students here at VCU. We have Margaret Kamel, Michelle Abbasi, and Greg Deacons here with me. They were all students in Janine Goodry's and my open online course last semester on global health and social media, and they worked on global social media projects for nonprofit organizations that work here in the US, in the Caribbean, and in Iraq. And they were actually the winners of our little competition that we had. We had 19 student teams that produced social media campaigns, and so as their reward for winning that competition, they are live on camera here today. So thank you so much, guys, for being with us today. They have prepared a PowerPoint presentation that we pull up here in just a second. Let me do that, and then they will walk you through the projects that they developed with their peers. They were each in teams of 4 or 5 students, and so they are representing their teams here today. That open online course was offered over 6 weeks, so it's pretty intense. It was a 3-credit course, and they're laughing here because I still remember it. I hope they have recovered a little bit from it. So it was a really intense course, and it was completely run online in the open. So it's one of the first for us at the Robertson School and the Center for Media and Health. So let me pull up the presentation. And so here we go. Who wants to do the kind of the overview? Okay, just speak up a little bit because the mic is down there so that everybody can hear you.
Okay. Hi everybody. Thanks for joining us. So in our class, which was MassComm 291, which as Messer said was a massively open online course, it was called Global Health and Social Media, and we helped. Half the class helped the World Pediatric Project, and the other half helped the Preemptive Love Coalition, which they're both global health nonprofits, and we learned about social media through Google Hangouts, social media engagement, online discussions, writing our own posts, and eventually developing our own proposal to help these organizations throughout the duration of the course. So Preemptive Love Coalition was my group, and this is a really great charity. They help provide heart surgeries for Iraqi children, and instead of just bringing children in need to the United States or providing the surgery outright, what this wonderful charity does is that they train doctors and nurses within Iraq to help build health infrastructure, because Iraq has a problem where there's a huge deficit between children who need heart surgeries and people who are actually trained enough to do it. So this organization helps by building up this infrastructure instead of just blindly funding surgeries. They're funding rural Iraq. And our social media strategy was we want to help raise awareness for this wonderful charity, and we also want to make their current materials more effective to help with their cause. The first part of our campaign was called the Save a Heart campaign, and what we did was we asked people to post photos of themselves with their hands in a heart shape, and which with the hashtag Save a Heart. And this could be on different, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and this was launched. We did a short video with different community members, local businesses in Richmond, putting their hands in the heart shape, and this would help raise awareness and engagement, so people, would see, a little bit like the Ice Bucket Challenge in the sense of people would see this post on their page, and it would make them go look up more about the charity, and also it's a way for people in the United States to actively engage with this charity.
Hey, let me maybe add to that. That's the video that this group produces probably, and I've run a lot of student social media projects, probably the best video that I've ever seen produced from a student group. Really gets to the heart of the mission of the nonprofit, and you can actually watch that video on the course website, and we're going to give you the link to that video in the end.
So this is an example of one of our Save a Heart posts. You can't. It's kind of small, but our caption is Preemptive Love Coalition provides heart surgeries for Iraqi children and helps them. It helps doctors and nurses to create long-term solutions. Hashtag Save a Heart. Hashtag Preemptive Love Coalition, and then that's someone holding their hands in a heart. And as you can see, it has 10 likes on Instagram. So people are engaging with this content. The second part of our strategy was to refocus the captions. Their current content, they write a lot of really great articles about what's going on in rural Iraq and different people that are being affected by ISIS and the political situation. But what they don't do is they don't connect it to how people in the United States can help. And one of the things that they have on their website, which is really great, is they have a lot of stuff about the financial situation. You know, if you donate $50, then that will fund this many heart surgery suture kits. You know, so they're very big on financial transparency, but they weren't using that information and connecting it. So we want to help write better, more effective captions for their articles to help have people in the United States connect. Here's what's going on in Iraq, and here's how my money will directly help these people. And then again, we see a really great picture from Instagram, but then but then our caption is for every dollar Preemptive Love Coalition spends. So for every dollar, $64 of impact is created in rural Iraq. So because they help create infrastructure instead of just kind of throwing money at the problem. And that's it for me.
So we were also a part of this, and we got a chance to work with the World Pediatric Project, which is a great organization that also works to heal critically ill children, predominantly in the Central American and Caribbean areas, and they go beyond that by providing access to care as well as building kind of the resources in those areas and giving the communities a chance to learn and kind of help themselves in a way as well.
They really focused on particularly Central America and the Caribbean nations. And it's a really great program. They take doctors and nurses down to these areas and see the children, but then on occasion they will actually take some children up here to the United States to actually receive health care as well. A lot of kids who have like cleft lips and even complete surgery here at VCU.
Yeah, I believe the twins were part of that. Another big thing for I know our group focused on the social media strategy by bringing kind of community engagement together, by bringing that in with brand awareness and just kind of keeping a consistent message on social media platforms to kind of provide consistency through, I know one of the other things was hashtags, which you guys mentioned as well.
One of the important things with the hashtags with our social media strategy was to have consistent hashtags that actually linked the World Pediatric Project together, such as WPP gives thanks. Whenever we encouraged the World Pediatric Project to use the WPP hashtag, but also if it was a particular image, like say a dental clinic in Belize, they could use hashtag WPP dental clinic as well as WPP, and that can really link all of the pictures together, as well as not be the same across all social media platforms, as in an Instagram image would be WPP and then it would be a different Facebook post, such as the history of the World Pediatric Project or what they hope to achieve with a dental clinic or a pediatric response team.
Right, and especially with the social media platforms, we kind of created different engagement levels and just kind of different ways to adapt to the platform itself, because Facebook is so different from Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram. Here you have the Pinterest their World Pediatrics Pinterest pulled up, where they just kind of have different boards and different images about different things that they do and different ways to help. So kind of engagement beyond their, I don't want to say goal, but beyond their work and just kind of the work that's in the same sphere as what they're doing.
With the World Pediatric Project, what we really wanted to focus on was their actual brand awareness. They have offices right here in Richmond, but also in St. Louis. So we really wanted to really grow their potential donors as well as benefactors. So those benefactors could actually provide a stake in the pediatric projects and overall increase their funding as well. I think that's really the goal of most charities and organizations, but we felt that a lot of nonprofits in Richmond could really benefit from giving and even just socially promoting the World Pediatric Project.
Yeah, and I know one of the big ideas that we came up with was the WPP Gives Thanks Festival, which was during the fall season around Thanksgiving, where we just kind of wanted to, again, engage community because there is a headquarters in Richmond, and that was kind of our focus from what resources we had available to us. But going ahead and taking that and kind of putting that out there with the potential of people in the community tweeting that out or posting certain things that they're thankful for with a chance to get involved and just kind of bring awareness into their own social spheres. So it kind of has that domino effect by putting the World Pediatric Project's name out there.
Okay, so all of their projects are actually available on our course website, which is rampages.us/global health and social media. And you will find the videos from these projects, descriptions of the projects, as well as also some of the speakers that we had. We had some really good speakers in that class, from Doctors Without Borders, from the UK, but also from leading nonprofits, health nonprofits here in the United States. So you can see everything that the students did for their projects, as I said, on the course website. And hold on one second. Go actually to the Hangout. Here we are again. And maybe we have somebody in our audience room who has a question for the students. Otherwise, I have one for you. But let's see, Scott, is there somebody in the audience room that has a question?
Shayna does. Anyone? Matilda, you got a question?
No, not right now.
Not right now.
No.
We're working on our questions here, Marcus. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Okay, and so obviously you were, I should have mentioned that in the beginning, you were the winners of our little competition that we had in the class. And you were actually not picked by me or Janine Goodry, you were picked by your clients, so that's really a special honor. What are you doing now? How are you using the experience that you had from that class in your daily life, in your schoolwork? I know, Michelle, you have already graduated, right?
Yeah.
So what did that class do for you, and how are you using those skills that you learned?
I think the class really overall, it delves deeper into social media. I mean, it goes beyond, marketing yourself. I personally never really used hashtags in the past, and really learning about how hashtags work. And how you could actually make a subject out of your own post and for yourself. I really think that's actually really cool. Just the other day, I'm in the VC Business School now, and I actually used VC Boss Fair, because we have a fair that we do, and I actually posted our actual table out for the VC Boss Fair, and that actually got more posts than I thought it would, because even though these people don't follow me on my Twitter account, they could find the VC Boss Fair hashtag, which is really cool. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's definitely cool with there's such a untapped world out there, especially with social media. It's so new. There's so many different ways to use it, and like Greg said, with the hashtags and everything, the spread of information is definitely a lot more accessible in a way that you don't necessarily need to be connected to someone on a person-to-person basis. I know, like, we just actually physically met Janine Goodry before we were just virtually connected through the MOOC class. But I think it's just another way, I guess, it's a double-edged sword in my opinion, because, like, I know people were saying earlier with the crisis communication and everything, just getting information out there and then just going through the right channels and having it be correct or incorrect, just kind of causing panic or anything.
For me, I'm a broadcasting major, and my focus, I also study the Middle East. My career goal is to become a Middle Eastern correspondent. And one of the things, a lot of how information, especially with the Arab Spring, a lot of how information, gets out of that area, because they have really strict media, is through social media. And so learning about this class and learning how to effectively navigate social media, how to use hashtags, and kind of how to think about social media as a way to say something that isn't just, sharing your breakfast or something. So I feel like this class made me think about social media and how that changes reporting and how news gets reported and how people digest news also and how people talk about it. So it really it helped my journalism. It made me think about what journalism can be in the 21st century.
Okay, great. And we actually didn't prep this, so I just asked them spontaneously here. And I'm glad that things kind of turned around after the class. If I would have asked them in early November, I probably would have been a little bit more anxiety over these projects. Correct? It was a really intense class. 6 weeks. They probably worked on these projects for 2 or 3 weeks, day and night, and so it's great to see that it had some value to them. We're actually preparing to offer this class again, hopefully this coming fall, and we're not going to do it in 6 weeks. We're going to go a little bit longer based on the experience that we had with you guys. And this class is also open for public participation. So if you're watching us at the symposium today, keep following our hashtag and our Facebook page for the center, and then hopefully we'll be having an announcement about the new course offering fairly soon. So thank you guys for coming and joining us at the symposium today. That was great. We're happy to have you here. And for everybody watching us, we'll be back live in a few minutes at 1:30 with our next research panel here at the symposium. So thanks for watching us. And if you have any questions actually for the students, post them on Twitter. They're all Twitter wizards. Just use the hashtag VCU Global Health. And I'm sure you'll get some answers from them about their experiences as well. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in a few minutes.